4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3. Hey, what's up all you learners out there in learning land? Tyler from TenthumbsPro.com coming at you with another ukulele tutorial like we do every single Wednesday and Saturday. Today we're doing Stand By Me in the chord melody version. If you like this kind of content, make sure you hit subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss a lesson. If you're new to the chord melody, check out our 10-day crash course in this style to help you get started and teach you everything you need to know to play it. You'll see a link in the notes as well as the description. Links also in the notes and the description for tabs for this tutorial and all our tutorials by becoming a Patreon, as well as my email if you want some one-on-one lessons. If you could choose any artist in the world to hear cover this song, who would you choose? Leave a comment in the comment section. Grab your ukulele, brain and attention span. Once you have those three things, follow me on in and let's break this lesson down. All right, so let's go ahead and break it down. This is a 4-chord song, but in chord melody, we have a lot of chord shapes. So let's go through all the chord shapes that we've got going on. We have a G major, E minor, C major, D major. And that would be how you would sing it. When the night has come and the land is dark and the light from the moon is the only light we'll see. Okay, but we have a little more flavor in this because we're doing a chord melody version. We're going to see a G6, O777. We're going to see a G major up here, O775. You can kind of hear the melody there too. O2, C major 7. We'll see a D suspended 4 as well, 2, 2, 3 open. When we get there, we're actually only playing the 2 middle strings. We're also going to see a D major up here, which is 7, 7, 7, 10, and a D major 7, 7, 7, 9. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk through the first 8 measures, which establish the bass groove. We got as much of the bass groove in here as we could, but keep in mind, because it's almost the same frequency as the melody, it's hard to distinguish it as being the bass groove, and there's times where we had to drop it in favor of the melody. But we got a lot of it in there, and we definitely established it to kick it off. You're going to start and go 2, 2, 3, and that's on the 4th beat, 4 and 1. 2nd fret of the C string, 2nd fret of the E string, 3rd fret of the E. And it's a mute up or a mute squeeze. We're going to go mute up. So we get 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3. And that kind of establishes the groove for the song, all right? It's really hot in here and I just drank a coffee, so if I end up soaked in sweat at the end of this video, I'm sorry. I know that's gross, but it's just hot in Colombia and I just drank a big old hot coffee, so c'est la vie. All right, so that is the bass groove, right? And it goes through the first 2 G's, and then we head over to the E minor, and we have this transition that sounds like this. Really cool. 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret of the C string. Then you mute on your way down and strum an E minor on the way up. Then we stay on the E minor, but the next time we don't do that exact groove. We go, which is maybe my favorite part, even though it's simple, I think it's really cool. Down to the 2nd fret of the C string on the 4th beat, and then back to that 4. And then you mute up. And then we're going to go 4, 2 to an open C on the way to the C. So let's play just this first half of the verse. All right, bring up the next 4. Open C, mute up, O, 4, 2. That's cool too. Open C string, 4th fret, and then the 2nd fret, which is our D note, our root. We're going to go mute up, and then we right back into our G groove. And then we jump into the melody. So let's go ahead and play just the second half. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 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 1. The whole intro, let's go ahead and establish that. And if the chord melody seems too frustrating, you have the groove, because that's the entire song, and you could play a strummer version with that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 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 1. Okay, so then we jump in and we're going to play a double stop. 2 and 2. Second fret of the C string, second fret of the A. That, because we're conserving, this is our bass note in that same groove. And our melody notes is B note. Then we come up here and we play the 5th fret of the A string and the 6th fret of the C. This is an F sharp. That's the same note, right? So we get, and then 7, 7. Because our melody goes, and our bass goes, which is the same as. So that's how we're getting the bass and the melody at the same time. After we do 7, 7, let's bring up the next 4 measures. We're into the song. We mute, and then go up on 7, 7, 7. So we get, you use that mute to change it. And you come down, and you're going to go. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 2, 2, same again. And this time there's a bass with no melody. So you see that where it's the 2nd fret on the E string, but you see no lyrics. That's because it's just the bass. And then we play the 5th fret here against the open G, because that's another way to play the, right? So that's another way to play the bass groove. So we get 2, 2, and then open G, 5th fret. But then you have to mute and come over and grab this shape and get the up. So you go. All right, take your time, do it really slow like I just did there. It's easier if you get all 3 like this. Then you come down 3, 2, 4. And now we're in the E minor, but we still don't have any melody. The melody for the E minor goes. So you make the E minor, but you strum only the first 3 strings. Then on the offbeat, the open A. Then you'll play all of them again, but this time get your index finger back on. The melody is the B note. Then you'll pull off for the 4th fret. And then you'll use these 2 fingers on the middle to play the E and the G string. Mute up. So just the second half we get. Okay, so let's put these 4 together and let's do that little run up before it. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Next 4. So we start off with the C major 7, pinching the C and the 2nd fret of the A string. Very nice, very pretty, very jazzy. Those 2 to the open G, down on the 3rd beat, and then G to the B note. Okay, and we're going to go right from there to pinching 2nd fret of the C, open A. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Open G, 2, and then we're going to, well, open G on the 2nd beat, then make a D all the way through, And then we're going to keep that D, and this is a little tricky. We're going to go. So we go. Keep the D down on the third beat, no melody. Pinch the D and the open A. Then pinch the E string in the open A. And then through with your thumb, the first 3 strings, thumb strum to the G note. So that way we can get the bass and the melody in there. So just the first half, those 2 measures, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Well, then you get 2. Well, 1, 2, and into the bass. And then you just start off as you did. So that is the first verse. That's the first time through the chord progression. So let's play through the first verse together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. And then you're into the next verse. There is 2 verses before the chorus, or you can think about the verse as 2 times through the chord progression. We kick this one off the same way. And then that little bass move happens again. So we get 1 and 2, and then we're into it, and then we go. But this time you'll see on the lyrics it's be afraid, no. So the melody goes no, no. So on the second beat, you'll play the 5th fret of the A and the open G with your thumb, and then slide to the 2nd fret. You could do that with your ring finger or your index finger. The index finger makes a little more sense because you're coming off the 7th fret here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. From there, you play the open G, and then 2nd fret of the, what's it called? 2nd fret of the E string, open A, into the 2 and 4 right there. So you get. Then after you get to that 2nd fret, we want to get the bass movement in here on the transition to the E minor, which goes, right? So on the, you play the open G by itself because you can't really, it's the melody note and it's the bass note. So you can't play it 2 times. So you just play the open G, then the 2nd fret of the E and the open A. And then you're going to make an E minor, but you're only going to pluck the C string and the high A. So from that 2nd measure, you get 1, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 2, C string, A string, 2nd fret of both, open A, 4th fret, 3rd fret. And I'm using these 2 to pluck the C and the index finger, boom, to get the 2 middle strings. And then we do make that E minor, mute up, and then that movement should be familiar. 4th fret, 3rd fret at the same time, 2nd fret of the C, open A, and then open C, 2nd fret. All right, so these 4 measures with a kickoff, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Bring up the next 4. We had that same movement, the C major. So that's the same as we did last time. 2nd fret of the A, open C, drop thumb down to the G string, strum with your index, no melody, then open 2, and then switch that to the 2nd fret of the C and the open A, open G again, D, down strum with your index, same as last time, and the same little bass movement this time, but last time it was open A. So this is a little different here. You'll play the second fret of the C string, second fret of the A, and then you're going to take your ring finger and drop down really quick here. So you can play the second fret of the E, open A, thumb strum onto the G. So the first half of this, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. This is the darling, darling, darling part, and this part's really cool. You come up, open in the 5th fret on the 4th beat, 1, then you're going to do 7, 7, 7, and then you're going to play open 5, thumb on the G, index on the 5th, then we're going to make this D, we're going to strum all the way through 7, 7, 7, 10, all the way through, then from there to 7, 7, 9, on our way to the next little piece. And this is the transition to the chorus, right? So this is the last measure before the chorus. So these 4, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, and then we're into the chorus. Why don't we go ahead and play the second verse together, complete all 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we are into the chorus. Let's take a look at the chorus. Okay, so now we're here. We're going to kick it off like this. So I'm going to play the 7th fret of both the C and the A string. And I'm going to have my index finger here on the 5th fret of the A, and I'm going to pull off. When I do so, I'm going to go 1 and 2 and. So I'm going to do that motion, then I'm going to mute, and then I'm going to play up on 7, 7, 7. So I get 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Then I play the 7th fret here on the 1, 1, 2, and, go into the bass movement, 4 and 1, 2 and, 2nd fret, open A, back to the 4th and 3rd fret, 4, 1, 2, and. This one's kind of actually a tricky change. 2nd fret up here, 4th fret here, but you're going to go 2, 4, and then you got to get that 1st fret down there. You're going to go 4 and then the next movement is going to have you up here with the ring finger on the 5th fret of this E string and the open C, and you're going to slide your 5 to 3 while you play the open C. So that's why that little transition is tricky, where you go 4 and 1. So these 4 measures, we get 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and. We'll bring up the next. We have that, start off with that movement, 4 and 1 and, up on a C. So 1 and 2 and, 4, 2, 4 and 1, 2 and, then you'll play the 2nd fret of both, and you'll pull off from the 2nd fret to the open A, 2 and mute. And you can do this mute where I'm coming down here and just tapping so my fingers are in position to play the 3rd fret, and that's the melody, and then 2, 2 is the bass. So that second measure, you get 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then the next measure, you'll thumb strum through the first 3 because you want the bass to pop. It's not the melody, but you want it to pop. You could play just that G, and then you're going to do that same movement and strum on a G, just the first 3 strings to finish it. So from the G, you get 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. These 4 measures really slow. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. The whole chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Then you're through with the song. And there you have it. All right. So let's kind of put some of these pieces together. This isn't going to be a full play along. I'm going to put together a full play along with music and drums and everything. It's be super, super cool. If that's done by the time you're watching this, a note should pop up here. If the note hasn't popped up, that means it's not quite done yet. And here we go. Why don't we go ahead and put some of these pieces together? If you see a jump in the cut, it's because I am turning a page on my notes. Just so you know. But let's try to put some of this together. 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. There you have it. Okay, like I said, that was just, I'm still turning through the pages because I haven't memorized everything yet, but I just wanted to put it together so you could at least play through it. Hopefully, the play along is going to be done as early as tomorrow, so you'll have something to jam along with, okay? And there you have it, folks. That is Stand By Me, the chord melody style. Thank you so much. Printable tabs by becoming a Patreon, and we will catch you next Wednesday or Saturday for our next ukulele tutorial. Have a lovely day. Rock and roll. Take care of yourselves. Cool, everyone. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the lesson here at TenthumbsPro.com. We appreciate you learning with us. We'll catch you next Wednesday or Saturday for our next ukulele tutorial. Subscribe, ring that bell so you never miss a lesson, and we will keep on learning together. Think about becoming a Patreon. It will accelerate your learning. Cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. Take care. See you soon.